representing Group 4. So during our discussion, we identified some issues that I'm going to read now. Number one is forensic medical report that include DNA tests, electronic or forensic evidence, and also report. It is an issue. And also refusal of family to testify because of their fear of stigmatization and also poverty. Then delay in assigning cases after filing and slating a date for hearing by the also assigned court. Sometimes the case will be assigned to a particular court, but also to take time before the date for hearing will be assigned or slated. Then the issue of logistics on the investigation and prosecution of cases, including witness expenses, which also my colleague also talked about it. Then interference in GBV cases leading to settlement of the case. Sometimes interference also resulting in, because of too much interference. Interference will result in delay, and delay will result in the settlement of the cases out of the court, which are not encouraging. Then also ignorance and lack of implementation of relevant laws. Some of, more especially IPOs or investigators, they are not aware of the new existing laws. So that's also one of the issues identified during our discussion. The lack of due diligence by the prosecutors and the slow dispensation of justice. That also is one of the major issues that's suffering our GBV cases. The lack of competence on investigators and also prosecutors. Some of them, they just call themselves investigators or prosecutors, but they are not competent enough to do that. Then we provide solutions to the above identified issues. One of the solutions is creating of specialized clinics and training of health workers to manage or to investigate the GBV cases. Like in the case of forensic report, medical report, it is not all the medical worker or doctors that can give you a forensic report that can be tendered before the court. And also, the issue of DNA test is an issue that's cut across the nation. So there's need for way out also of that. And also it was presented here. Some of the prosecutors were not trained on how to present video clips or electronic evidence, which also there's need for the special training and also decentralization of this clinic. Like my colleague from Adawa mentioned, the SAC center, most of them are in the capital city, which need to be decentralized at least local government level. And also the doctors, nurses, and the people there need to be trained on how to provide effective and also good service to the survivors. Then also sensitization of community on the need of them to provide evidence before the court on their own interests and the interests of the society, so that they will not be discouraged on not going to the court. As identified, some of the family refused to come out to give evidences or to testify on what happened to their words. So when they are sensitized, some doesn't know. And also, they don't know that when I come and I testify and when the perpetrator was prosecuted, that will stop somebody for committing the same offense. So we believe that by sensitizing the community, it will encourage them and give them reason for them to come out and also testify. Then advocate for the specialized court to deal with the cases of GBV and to give preference to SGBV cases. Our courts are overwhelmed with a lot of cases. And sincerely, some of the judges, they need to be trained, they need to be specialized, and you cannot train people for a special response without having who are dealing with it. So if these cases, if these courts are decentralized and also there are special courts to deal with these cases, then you can train judges assigned to manage those courts. Then advocate for allocation, approval, timely release, and the mobilization of funds by the government to appropriate agency on the administration of criminal justice. It was advised even by my colleague that there are a lot of costs incurred by the prosecutors, judges, and also investigators. But it was agreed here that yes, sometimes this money was budgeted, but were they approved? Were they released? And then, if they are released, how accessible are they to people that are sought to access this money? So there is need for advocacy to make sure that they are allocated, and also their approval is given, and also looking at the time release. Because when you release the money that's supposed to be used from January to December, and you release this fund somewhere around November, then what are you doing? What about the work that should be done from January to October? So there is need for the timely release and also mobilization of this fund to the people concerned. Then we look at the issue of sensitization of community, especially the parents and the various institutions in the administration of criminal justice. We look at we are trying to address interference, and the interference is everywhere. You see interference from political office holders, you see interference from people who have money. There are people that are not politicians, but they have money, and they can use that money to spoil the case. There are people, they don't have money, but they are influencers. They can influence the case to be terminated. So we believe when you sensitize these people and let them see the reason why they should not do that. And also the community also, they should have courage to report this case. So we think sensitization of the community, especially the parents and various institutions in the administration of this, so they will not allow, the police will not allow the case to die in his hand. Moreover, the court, prosecutors, and also the judges, they will not allow it to happen. Then we look at effective implementation of existing laws, BAF, Child Act, and also SGBV. Yes, we need new laws, but what about the current one that we have? Are they well implemented? So we need to also make sure that these laws are effectively implemented to the letter. Then we look at the speedy and adequate dispensation of justice. There are a lot of cases that are hanging. And some people that are supposed to work on them, they don't even know that the cases exist. Let me say an example of our advocacy visit to the Chief Judge in Sokoto. He said they had from 2000 to 2018, they had only 12 cases, which we know is not what is happening, and it's not the obtainable. There are a lot of cases that is around, but they didn't get to them. So where are they? They are hanging from investigation to the Minister of Justice, then to the Chief Judge. So we need to make sure that all hands are on deck. If file comes to our office, do the needful and let file move to the next level. Not allow it to die there. Then also, we observe that lack of competence on investigation and also prosecutors. They are prosecutors and we have some investigators, but they are not competent. So we suggest that there is need for specialized training for investigators and prosecutors on the investigation and management of cases, that they need to be trained. There are a lot of issues that are coming. There are new trends which these people need to be trained on the new trend of investigation and also prosecution of cases. Thank you.